Authority, followed by Colonel K.P. Singh, Advisor, and Lieutenant Colonel S.K. Shahi to brief the press. Once they brief, you can shoot your questions.
Good evening, friends, and thank you so much for coming here on our invitation. We are honored. I will take a few minutes just to explain to you what we are doing here tomorrow and the day after, which is 18th and the 19th of September 2024. We are having the second time a integrated symposium and a tabletop exercise on disaster management. Now, what is the meaning of all this? Why is the necessity of having this, and what does this all mean? The basic aspect that I want to highlight to you is that climate change, as you are aware, is upon us. And not only that, as industrialization increases, as India moves towards an economy of a higher status, you will have more development, you will have more infrastructure coming in. The potential and possibility of man-made or natural disasters will increase. For example, the number of cyclones in the Bay of Bengal has increased. Cyclones on the western coast, where earlier there were no cyclones, now a number of cyclones have come there. Landslides are occurring in places. Train accidents have happened. And industrial accidents take place sometimes with chemical leaks and things like that. The National Disaster Management Authority, which was set up in 2005 under the National Disaster Management Act of December 2005, our responsibility is to oversee, along with the 36 state disaster management authorities and the Union Territory disaster management authorities and 750 district disaster management authorities. Our job is to jointly oversee, ensure that disasters are reduced, mitigated, prevented, reduced, mitigated, and if necessary, if they occur, then responded to in a professional way. Now, for that, we had set up a force also called the National Disaster Response Force. One battalion of that is located at Chennai itself, number 4 battalion. You will be seeing their equipment display tomorrow here itself. 16 such battalions have been set up all over the country. It was perceived that with this force, with the state disaster management forces, we will be able to meet most of the requirements of disaster management. Unfortunately, it is faster than what we could set up our responses, faster has climate change taken place, and more disasters have started occurring. As a result, many other stakeholders have come into the fray. Besides the NDRF, or National Disaster Response Force, the State Disaster Response Force, under the NDMA, there are many more agencies now which are handling these disasters. There are technical agencies which are giving us early warning, like the Indian Meteorological Department, IMD. We have to be in sync with them. There's the Central Water Commission. Similarly, there are many other such, there's the early warning on landslides and issues of that kind, which are all of us are making efforts with science and technology to find better and better ways of preventing, warning ourselves, and then responding in a very, very professional way. In that, the role of the armed forces is also come into prominence. The Air Force plays a very crucial role, as you have seen in the recent floods in Telangana, in Andhra Pradesh, in the landslide which happened at Wayanad in Kerala. You've seen what's happened in northeast India, in Tripura, in portions of Mizoram. Most of the country we've had these kind of disasters taking place. So we don't have adequate resources of the NDRF. So now many other agencies have to also play a role. The army comes in, the CRPF, the BSF, that is all the Central Armed Police Forces, ITBP up in the mountains. Now if you have got 30 or 35 such agencies all coming together to do response on disasters, it is necessary that we have a common sense of understanding of these natural and man-made disasters. A commonality of understanding, integrated approach, otherwise everyone will be carrying out the action as per their understanding. We need an orchestra which is functioning together. So we have decided that we will, as the central authority on disaster management in India, as our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister as our chairperson, we need to ensure that all the agencies involved, whether they are scientific, technical agencies, whether they are response agencies, if there are academic institutions, like for example the IIT here in IIT Madras in Chennai, all these organizations need to have a commonality of thinking, understanding of why disasters happen and how we should respond to disasters. The purpose of this meeting here is just that, an integrated symposium on understanding, and then a tabletop exercise in which we are having all the state disaster management authorities. We are having the UT, Union Territory Disaster Management Authority from Pondicherry with us, from southern India. We got Dakshin Bharat area headquarters here, and we are getting the headquarters of the sub-areas of the army from Bangalore, from Secunderabad. This whole region comes under the headquarters Southern Command of the Indian Army. So we are getting the Army Commander from Southern Command is coming here personally. We are getting representatives of the Air Force, of the Navy, of the Coast Guard. The NDRF will be here in strength. The DG NDRF will be here personally day after tomorrow morning. And as I mentioned, all the SDMAs are going to be here. We're going to have Dr. Murthy from the IIT Madras as the mentor for this exercise. He is a highly technical person who has achieved a lot in his academic career. We thought he is a very suitable person to oversee this exercise, guide us, tell us more as to how things can be done better. So that is the purpose. This is the second such exercise happening. The first was in Lucknow on the 16th of May, in which we had the state disaster management authorities from Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. 4 states, and we had headquarters central command of the army, and we had the Navy, Air Force, not the Navy, we had the Air Force there, and all the other central armed police forces, their representations. The lessons we learned from there was, one of them was that it was only a single day exercise. So we've extended this year to make it 2 days, because there was a lot of enthusiasm among all the agencies. And they felt that the learning value of such an event is very high. Besides that, all the officials get to meet each other. So when a disaster takes place tomorrow and you are cooperating with each other, coordinating with each other, you know who is the person behind the voice at the other end on the mobile. And that makes things function that much easier. So that is the entire purpose here, to come here. We want to give a fillip to disaster management in India. That's one of the main principles of the Disaster Management Authority of India. We work towards generating higher levels of awareness, not only among all the response agencies, not only among all the technical and the prevention agencies, but also among the people and the academic world, so that this domain is taken very, very seriously, because as we go along, we are going to find more and more such issues encountering us. Thank you very much, and I am very happy to take questions. Just identify yourself. Just tell us who you are. Okay. Well, we have got the NDMA Public Relations and Awareness Generation staff with us, who are here. You will find them here. Where are they? Oh, he himself is here. This is an important thing for us, because we do a lot of, we do take care of this fact that all these events which take place, without taking the media on board, the information spread is going to be very limited. So I'm glad you've asked me this, but I take it as a very good suggestion also, that in the future we may like to take people who are involved with disaster reporting. Perhaps we would like to have some of them on board with us in these exercises, and maybe from their experience they will be able to contribute a lot. Thank you for that suggestion. You can take a note of this.
Please identify.
Please identify. You say there's no particular reason for that. One is the existence of headquarters Dakshin Bharat area here. Right? This is the nodal point. We are working on most of the service headquarters around from organizational point of view. You know, it's easier to organize things with the army or the navy or the air force or the coast guard. So in Lucknow in UP, we had done it with headquarters central command. For no reason we chose UP, but we had UP, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. Similarly here, I can assure you, if this becomes a success, the next one may not be in Chennai. The next one may be in Bangalore, or it could be in Secunderabad. So we are planning to make this into an annual event in all these places. Yeah. You see, this is not alone in India, it's internationally. Disaster-related events with climate change is creating a degree of uncertainty everywhere, and you are finding, extreme weather events happening. I can tell you, in Delhi of all places, we've had the wettest September so far. We had almost the wettest August also, right? So this is a phenomenon which is taking place all over the world. Science and technology is attempting to keep up with it, to try and give you early warning of every possible event. I can share with you that one of the things is in terms of cyclones, for example, or sometimes in these kind of weather patterns which happen, which lead to extreme weather situations, we do give adequate warnings through a app which is available. I request everyone, in fact I will ask Colonel KP Singh to explain this app. It is called the Sachet app, and through the media we will request that the word should spread all over southern India, particularly in Tamil Nadu. It must spread. People should download that app. It will help you, it will get you information well in time about extreme weather events likely to take place. But it cannot happen in every domain of disaster. For example, landslides. That is a big challenge even today, technologically, worldwide. But we hope that in the years to come, sensors are developed to that extent, where extremely sensitive sensors are there, that even the smallest small tremor of an area is picked up, and you are able to give, let's say, half an hour, 35, 40 minutes of notice to people through systems of mass circulation of messages on the mobile. And that, I think, will be explained to you by Colonel KP Singh shortly after this. Okay. Yeah. Not particularly at the moment. This, and we selected one of the seasons we selected in Chennai was also in September, because we were told September is a better month, and most of your rains are in November or in December, on the other side of the monsoon, right? So we are aware of this entirely, and I don't think at the moment we have any warnings for Tamil Nadu as such in the immediate near future. Yeah. Oh, very good. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that point out. Yes, in G20, India decided to introduce, we had 12 verticals which were being discussed, and India introduced the 13th vertical, and that was on disaster risk resilience. And you are absolutely 100% right. The first of those meetings was held in Gandhinagar, the second was in Mumbai, and the third was in Chennai. And it was organized very, very well. Organized here. The Tamil Nadu SDMA organized it, and all participated in it. I myself was here at that time. And the lesson, what we went away in that was, the things that we discussed particularly was, one of the things in it was early warning. Same issue which Colonel KP Singh will just explain to you. The other aspect was on disaster risk financing. That's worldwide it is being looked at, and Brazil, the country which has taken over from us, is progressing what India had done in that 1 year, is now progressing it further. And we hope that South Africa, which will take over from Brazil very shortly, will also continue to progress, and we'll find a situation where you will have better means of risk insurance, risk financing in the future whenever disasters occur. Yeah. Do we have any robotic developments as such? Just address that.
So not only in floods but in other disasters also. See, in the present age and time, technology is a very important aspect of life. So yes, there are some trials, some experimentation, etc. is happening, so that the role of artificial intelligence, data analytics, robotics, etc. is introduced into the field of disaster management. As regards flood and those issues are concerned, yes, there are some trials which have happened. A lot of states have adopted those solutions. So yes, it is happening. Yes, it is happening.
I can give you an example that one of the states has actually used drones, light drones, not very heavy drones, capability to carry 2 to 2.5 kilos worth, and actually delivered emergency stores, medicines, water to some people who have been stuck in the mountains in some places. Now, all this is happening at a very low level at the moment. But I can assure you that in the NDMA, we get lots and lots of approaches from different companies to come and demonstrate their capability. Some of the companies are located in Chennai itself, Bangalore. Lots of companies from Bangalore come there. And we have an open house. We allow people to come to us. If they're bringing their equipment, we see their equipment. Otherwise, we see demonstrations through visual means, other visual means. And if we find that there is some level, some scope and some excitement in that whole proposal, we do pass them on to certain states to try out some field trials. So these things are happening, particularly of late, heavier drones and logistics. The ability to, in flood-prone areas, in landslide-prone areas, to be able to fly adequate supplies, medicines, etc. to people who are stuck in different areas. That kind of a thing is definitely going on in a bigger way.
In recent floods which have happened in Vijayawada, Telangana, in some cases they have, yes, used drones to provide life jackets, essential medical supplies. So yes, it is happening, and I am sure it will take on further.
Since on the subject of technology, Colonel KP Singh, I'll request him to explain to you the Sachet app. And why it is so good, it's been developed by the NDMA with the DOT. And during the cyclone Biparjoy last year, Biparjoy, which was on the western coast, on Gujarat coast, I can tell you that we generated almost 32 million messages to people, warning them where exactly the landfall of the cyclone will be, what precautions to take. The evacuation of people by the local district and administration was done at the behest of this warning given, and we are very proud to report that not a single fatality took place. Not a single fatality in the kind of cyclone that Biparjoy was. Would you like to answer that? CSR, on CSR? Yeah. You see, normally this kind of a thing is done at the state level. And partnerships, we are always, I mean, state SDMAs are always open to partnerships, not only with CSR kind of organizations which are bringing out their CSR forward, but also with civil society organizations, right? Civil society organizations as a part of disaster management process are very, very significant organizations. What the state cannot do many times, you find that civil society organizations do. I can assure you, in Tamil Nadu, there are organizations in Coimbatore who were in touch with me during the Wayanad disaster. They were in touch with me. They themselves volunteered. I put them across to the local disaster management authorities in Kerala, in Wayanad. They then coordinated with them, and they all reached there. Many of them reached there and provided relief to the local people there. So there's a lot of scope for this kind of a thing to happen. You see, it's a very important aspect in disaster management that someone from far away will take time to come and bring relief to you. If something is happening in Coimbatore or something is happening in the Nilgiris and we are bringing things from Delhi or anywhere else, it is going to take time to respond. The local communities, you have to empower the local communities. And that is the most important aspect of disaster. The start point is the local community. Now you will be very happy to know, and I'm sure the media in Tamil Nadu would be knowing it, we have a scheme in the NDMA called Apda Mitra. Friends in Disaster. Apda Mitra. Right? I don't know what is the quantum in Tamil Nadu, are you aware? I can't exactly remember how many people are there in Tamil, but they are trained, volunteers, trained, equipped with the stores. An example I can tell you, in the case of the Balasore train accident, you found the Abda Mitras were one of the first people to respond. Then the SDRF, then the NDRF and other organizations which were far placed came in. But if you have got adequate people locally available, if you have a community already trained, which is near the site, near the area of the disaster, the fastest response will always take place that way. And that is something we encourage a lot, and that is where the idea which you gave of CSR, and also in this case of civil society organizations, will be very productive. This whole idea will be very productive. The meeting is going to be held in November, isn't it? The summit is in November, for which our Honorable Prime Minister will be going for it. But yes, we have attended a couple of meetings. The NDMA has done that. At the moment, it takes a little time. You know, with the international community, these kind of financial commitments, you may make a commitment initially, but you go through many iterations of the same before finally it fructifies into some kind of an international policy. The exercise is going to be here only, just nearby, I think 100 meters away from you is a hall in which the system that is going to be is there. We will have in the beginning some talks in the inaugural session. The Army Commander, we had invited the Chief Secretary. I shall be speaking, and there will be others also who will be speaking in the beginning. Then we will have some presentations starting with NDMA, and then many technical agencies will come forward and give their presentations. Then there's all the 6 states, that's 5 states and 1 UT, will give their state presentations to tell us what are their challenges, what are their resources, how are they matching their resources to their challenges. So about 10 or 15 minutes we are going to hear the profile of every state. And we'll go through this process through the day. Then the day after tomorrow, the 19th morning, we will have a tabletop exercise. Tabletop exercises, each state will be divided into a syndicate. And it will be a composite syndicate. So the syndicate will consist of people from the SDMA, from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and different central police organizations, central agencies, other central agencies, technical agencies, and other observers. And from us, a very experienced senior officer who's our lead consultant, Major General Behel, he will conduct this full discussion in which he has painted certain situations. And these situations will be projected to the state syndicate, and we'll ask the state syndicate to give us their response. And then we will do a little critique. Let others also comment on it to see, is your response, can the response be done in some other way? Can you have something more added to it, etc.? No. You must understand, for example, in the armed forces, our system of training is just this. Right inside Tamil Nadu, in the heart of the Nilgiris, is this place called the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington. Have you heard of it? You go, I'm sure you've been there. You must go and have a look at Wellington, how they conduct their events. Exactly in this way. This is the learning method. In the Army's language, this is called a war game. We don't call it a war game. We call it a tabletop exercise. Right? You can come for some time in the beginning and take a round of the thing. In the tea time, you can have a word with the Army Commander. He will be there. You can even ask him about anything for this area. I'm not sure, is the Army Commander going to be speaking to the media? I'm sure he'll agree. Take a little bit of a thing.
Your point taken. After this statement, the number and start sharing details, we are open. We have never said no.
We will. It's a very good idea. We fully agree.
So நாளை காலையில 10 மணிக்கு ப்ரோக்ராம் ஆரம்பிக்கும். நம்ம ஒரு 5 minutes அந்த ப்ரொசீடிங்ஸ் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அப்புறம் வெளியே வந்த பிறகு டீ பிரேக் நேரத்தில் அனைத்து தென்னிந்திய மாநிலங்களின் மிக மூத்த அதிகாரிகள், உயர் அதிகாரிகள், அவங்கள்ட்ட நம்ம பேசலாம். அப்புறம் இந்திய இராணுவத்தின் பல்வேறு பிரிவுகள், நம்ம ஜிஓசி தக்ஷின் பாரத் ஏரியா லெஃப்டினன்ட் ஜெனரல், அப்புறம் சார் என்டிஎம்ஏ சார் இருக்காங்க லெஃப்டினன்ட் ஜெனரல், அப்புறம் இதே மாதிரி சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி 35 முகமைகள், மத்திய மாநில முகமைகள், அவங்கள்ட்ட எல்லாம் நம்ம பைட் எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஒன்று எடுத்துக்கலாம், கலெக்டிவாகவும் எடுத்துக்கலாம், ஒன்றும் ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை. ஸோ நாளைக்கு எக்ஸிபிஷனும் இருக்குது. எக்யூப்மெண்ட் என்னென்ன இந்த பேரிடர் நேரத்தில் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம் அது சம்மந்தமான எக்ஸிபிஷனும் இருக்குது. ஸோ அதுவும் நம்ம எடுத்துக்கலாம். எனி அதர் கொஸ்டின்ஸ்? இப்போ சார் சொன்னவருடைய ஜிஸ்ட் என்னென்னா, மொத்தம் இப்போ எப்பெல்லாம் பேரிடர் நடக்குதோ, இப்போ கிளைமேட் சேஞ்சுன்ற ஒரு கான்செப்ட் பரவலாக பேசப்படுகிறது. அதன் காரணமாக இந்த எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் வெதர், மிக அதிக வெப்பம், மிக அதிக மழை, கிளவுட் பர்ஸ்ட், இது மாதிரி லேண்ட்ஸ்லைட் இதெல்லாம் அடிக்கடி நடக்க ஆரம்பித்திருக்கிறது. முன்னாடி பே ஆஃப் பெங்காலில் அதிக அளவில் புயல்கள் வரும். இப்போ அதனுடைய நம்பர் அதிகரிச்சிருக்கு. அரேபியன் சி வெஸ்டர்ன் கோஸ்ட் இருக்கு இல்லையா, மேற்கு கடற்கரை, அந்த பகுதிகளில் பொதுவாக புயல் அபூர்வமாக வரும். ஆனால் இப்போ அங்கேயும் அடிக்கடி வர ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கு. அதனால இயற்கை பேரிடர்களுடைய எண்ணிக்கை அதிகமாக இருக்கு. நம்ம ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணக்கூடிய வேகமும் தேவையும் அதிகரிச்சிருக்கு. அதனை கருத்தில் கொண்டு பல்வேறு முகமைகள் செயல்பட்டு வந்தாலும் அவர்களிடையே மத்திய மாநில மற்றும் இராணுவம், கடற்படை, விமானப்படை, கடலோர காவல்படை இவங்களுக்குள்ள சரியான ஒருங்கிணைப்பை ஏற்படுத்துவதற்காக இது போன்ற இந்த 2 நாள் இந்த ஆலோசனை கூட்டம் நாளைக்கு நடைபெற உள்ளது. இதே வளாகத்தில் பக்கத்து பில்டிங்ல. இதுல எல்லா முகமைகளை சார்ந்தவர்களும் இருப்பார்கள்.
Wanted to know how many Abda Mitras are in Tamil Nadu? 5,500. 5,500 Abda Mitras are in Tamil Nadu. And more will be coming up. More will be coming up in the next phase, that we are going to have a second phase of development of Abda Mitra. More Abda Mitras will be added here. Friends in disaster, Abda Mitra.
In last year, December floods in the 4 southern districts, Abda Mitra played a very important role. They are all registered. Registered, trained, equipment provided, everything. In 5 minutes, I will tell you about how early warning is reaching public. All the agencies who are responsible for generating alerts, the state disaster management authorities and the public have been brought onto a common platform. The platform is known as Sachet, S-A-C-H-E-T, Sachet. Now there is it gives out alerts in terms of SMSs, it gives out alerts in terms of app notifications. There is a web browser feed. We are doing trials to send the alerts directly to TV, and we are also going to introduce in few months the cell broadcast system. The idea is that the alert should reach the public as early as possible so that people can do preventive action. If you want to download the app, it is available on Google Play Store also and on iOS also. Since launch little time back, we already have around 7 lakh downloads and people are using it extensively. So my request would be that you promote this app so that people start getting the alerts. Thank you.
சச்சேட் என்கின்ற அந்த செயலி, செல்போன் செயலி NDMA சார்பில், தேசிய பேரிடர் மேலாண்மை முகமை சார்பில் உருவாக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
On your mobile phones, you can go to sachet.logo. I'll show you.
ஸோ அதில் இயற்கை பேரிடர் தொடர்பான எல்லா முன்னெச்சரிக்கைகள், எல்லா தகவல்கள் எல்லாமே இருக்கும். அதில் நம்ம உடனடியாக தகவல்களை பெற்று நம்ம பயன்பெற்றுக் கொள்ளலாம், பேரிடரில் இருந்து தப்பித்துக் கொள்ளலாம், பிறரையும் தப்பிக்க.
This is one sample of the this is app.
Sachet, SACHET.
Yeah. No. This app gives you the alert in the local language. Yes. It comes in local language, and if you cannot read, it will announce the alert in the local language. All languages. Someone has seen it? Yeah. So he's seen it.
A lot of work is happening in NDMA. That will always be a challenge. Thank you very much.